Okay, I'm Christian Wolthers from Wolthers Douque, representatives of New Coffee platform in the USA, Canada, and some other countries in the Far East. I decided to come to Brazil. It's April 2nd. It's just noon time, and I decided to come to Brazil to address the issue of the drought, which has been evident in the market since last December 2013, and the idea is to visit some farms in the epicenter of the event to understand what's going on at this point here after the growth season, close to the full maturation season and the harvest. See what's going on inside those beans and those fruits. The team is here. We're just missing Jack Robson, but today we'll be followed into the fields by Jose Naves and Bernardo, who is the local agronomer for the New Coffee program in this area. I repeat, we're in the epicenter of the south of Minas, the area where the drought struck strongest, and we're going to have the chance to see at the farm level, out in the field, what's going on. Thank you.
Então hoje à tarde nós vamos passar em 4 propriedades que tiveram um nível de chuvas maiores, porém mesmo assim ainda tem uma redução de produtividade. Por quê? Então esse foi um fator, bienalidade, e o segundo fator que é a seca e altas temperaturas. Então o que nós vamos visualizar hoje, além da bienalidade, é essa perda de produção, que vai ser menor no município de Carmo da Cachoeira. E amanhã nós vamos em municípios onde que estão aí com secas bem maiores, um acumulado no ano aí de 3 meses de 80 milímetros. O acumulado de Carmo da Cachoeira hoje está em torno de 300 milímetros. Então está muito acima aí da região.
Okay, we're just to enter one of the farms which is behind me in the scenery here. There's about 6,000 to 7,000 hectares of planted coffee area. And this farm we're going to see specifically is 500 hectares and is the most productive farm of the region, of this micro region. And we're going to evaluate if there's been any impact of the of the drought in that farm as well. Okay, so this is a 17-hectare plantation, highly technified, using all the management skills that are modern and actual. And what you see here is a good load. It's its first fruitification. It's going to be its first harvest. But you can clearly see here what happened with the drought season. It stopped. This is the growth for next year. This is where we should have plentiful of leaves and internodules for next year. And what the owner of the farm is telling me is that this tree here should be at least some 30% better grown and better layered in terms of leaves and branch growth. So he is noticing that even here where it rained relatively well compared to other areas, that he can notice a drought impact which will compromise next year, and that will in fact also compromise the size of the beans this year. Although the beans seem to be quite well formed in all the fruits that I opened, with no real defects. Here we are with producer Mateus Rezende Moraes and Fazenda Pinhal, and he's going to tell us a little bit of the impact of this dry season in his farm.
Como já é dito, né, a perca nossa aqui devido à falta de chuva em janeiro, fevereiro e março, com altas temperaturas, deve ser em torno de 20 a 30%. Não sabemos ainda qual vai ser o impacto certinho, devido não começamos a colheita ainda, né? E isso para o ano 2014.
Certo.
Para o ano 2015, estamos também estimando aí no mínimo uns 30% de perca devido ao não crescimento pela falta de chuva.
Falta de chuva.
Isso.
E o maior impacto veio da baixa umidade, da alta temperatura ou da falta de chuva?
Na verdade, acho que aliou foi os dois ao mesmo tempo, né? Mas a temperatura acaba mexendo na fisiologia da planta e acabou atrapalhando também, né?
Certo.
Não só a falta de umidade, mas eu acho que a questão da alta temperatura foi um dos principais motivos da perca e da falta de crescimento.
Tá bom, muito obrigado.
Certo?
So here we are again in the same region, micro region that I just visited. This is another farm, and as we're going up, we're at about 1,100 meters altitude here, and going up. In a plantation that suffer less input of fertilizers and so on, did suffer more with the drought. And as you just turn around and look uphill, you can see the grayish, light brown color of the whole plantation. So even in the back of the sun, the trees are.
Nós estamos aqui numa fazenda no município de Carmo Cachoeira, fazenda Cubiça. É uma fazenda que está situada acima de 1.100 metros de altitude. É uma fazenda que vem de uma alta produtividade, uma fazenda que colheu em torno de 50 sacas por hectare. Esse ano ela está com uma safra, aí, como vocês podem observar, de praticamente zero, não vamos ter safra esse ano, e uma perspectiva de safra para o ano que vem, como vocês podem ver, um crescimento de internode aqui de 3, 4 internódios, que isso aqui no máximo que vai girar em torno de 15 sacas por hectare. Então realmente é uma fazenda que tem altitude, porém sofreu demais com a condição climática de seca e altas temperaturas.
We cut the bean, it's a whole bean here at this point, but it's very spongeous. So if I go to a drier bean, which has suffered with the sun, basically it's half black, as you can see inside. So this is a lot of what's happening. This is the afternoon sunny side of the plant. Look at the size of the fruit going on mature already. This is a yellow catuai, very small fruit, very small bean. And this is still with the pergamino and the mucilage. So this is an example of what's happening. The fruit should be at least this size here, and not regularly so small. This is not going to grow any longer. Badly formed, very light, very mushy.
Vamos lá, aqui tem aproximadamente 700 ml de café, que acabou de ser colhido ali.
Quanto é que medida?
Deu 100% de grão ruim.
Então esses que boiaram, tem ar dentro e automaticamente estão xoxos, estão prejudicados.
Agora, olha. Tá vendo?
It's good to be back in South Florida, back to my base here in Fort Lauderdale. And with me I bring the impressions, some facts, some eventual or potential numbers from my trip to Brazil, to the epicenter of the drought situation, which happened late December 2013 into late February, exactly in the teenagehood of bean growth. And I'm calling this harvest in Brazil the strictly soft Arabica harvest, the sauterne and origami crop, due to some effects of the drought over the growth of the bean and development of the bean and the fruit. I was visiting about 10 districts in the south of Minas that represent about 149,000 hectares of planted area. Districts like Três Corações, Três Pontas, Boa Esperança, Nepomuceno, Eloy Mendes, Santana da Vargem was also one of the places I visited, and Varginha. These were
the areas which were mostly struck, they suffered the hardest and the highest impact of the drought situation, which basically remains due to the rainfall deficit and still quite high temperatures. What I did notice was that the trees look beautiful, the plantations look green and lush after the rains that fell late February and during the month of April. And also March, I must say. And these rains gave new strength to the trees, but the fruits, which are at this point here in advanced stage of maturation due to the scorching, the heat, and the very dry situation with low humidity in the air. Many of them are from the younger plantations. They are defect inside. They are watery. They are malformed. A lot of black heart beans, only one bean per fruit. So that impresses a little bit, and it's very difficult to establish a parameter of how much loss there will be. So there's certainly going to be loss in this crop, which originally has been forecasted by different companies and different entities and the government between 52, 53 million and 60 million bags. Definitely we're going to have a reduction, and the new numbers which are ranging out there, they go from the 42 million bags to the 52 million bags. The relief is that there's plenty of carryover. The carryover the 1st of January was 37.5 million bags. The disappearance between January and 1st of July of this year, 2014, will probably be of about enough coffee to leave us with 10 to 11 million bags of carryover 1st of July. That's the disappearance by export figures and the internal consumption. So for this coming crop, there doesn't seem to be a squeeze issue. The issue is really for the next crop, as what we noticed was a lot of plantations with very little branch growth. The internodules should really be of 13, 14 per branch, and we notice between 6 and 9. So that's where the new fruit is gonna come for next crop. But we can also, again, only preview with a little bit more base next time in the flowering in October this year. So from here until October, the harvest is coming in, coffees will be beneficiated, and the main issues I think to consider at this point here is bean size. I think we're going to have a small bean crop. This, of course, will affect productivity and yield. And then, of course, the quality, because there has been very little absorption of nutrients, and as well as the crop protection due to the scorching of the leaves, the interruption of photosynthesis. And this is going to affect quality as well due to the attack of insects and not bacteria though, but disease, plagues that have bicho mineiro and the beetle borer. So let's see what happens. On the other hand, the crop might be very sweet because the beans are smaller and they're very sweet at the moment. The fruit is very sweet due to the excess of heat and lack of growth. Another point to consider is that the Furnas Lake, which is very low, record low since its formation about 50 years ago, is not protecting the plantations, and hundreds of thousands of hectares around the Furnas Lake might be affected by the frost, if we have frost this year, because these plantations are all under 850 meters of altitude, which is the frost line. The frost line happens in the valleys under 850 meters in Brazil, so from 700 to 850 meters. The real worries, I think, are quality, are bean size, and are the next crop. We can basically follow what's going to go on. I don't think that the Brazilian harvest is going to be substantially early, as most are thinking, because producers rather wait for the green and unripe beans still on the tree for them to further develop and then harvest those, because the ones which are developed and are mature at this point, basically are very defective. So let's wait and see. But it was interesting to visit and to note and learn from a phenomena which is basically unknown. It's the first time it happens, and therefore I nicknamed these beans, which were really of tangled solid material or very fluffy, almost raisin-like and sweet. I nicknamed the crop as the sauterne and the origami crop. Let's see what comes out, and let's follow closely. Thank you.
Keep your eyes on the road, your hand upon the wheel. Keep your eyes on the road, your hand upon the wheel. Yeah, we're going to the roadhouse, gonna have a good time. Hong Kong, Kadanta, Asia, Kona, Nature, Bapalula, Nicha, Bom, Paticha.